Lauren from Cafe Yoga. We are going ahead and starting to do some online videos for you guys while we're all staying inside, hopefully for the time being, until this virus kind of moves off on its own. But this is a great flow that you can do anytime. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. It's going to be a pretty short flow. You should only need a mat or just the floor. You may want blocks if you like having blocks, or a blanket nearby. If you've got those, then by all means go ahead and get those. But let's go ahead and get started with our flow. We're going to go ahead and come all the way up to the top of our mat in the mountain. Take a big breath in and exhale down, forward fold. And just start getting your breath straight here. Shake out your head a little bit. Ease that tension in the shoulders and the back. Take a big breath. Come all the way back up. And exhale, forward fold one more time. Inhale, come on up. And let's go ahead and bring our hands together. Push the hips back into chair pose. Take a breath. Come all the way back up. Add that forward fold. Inhale, back into chair. Come all the way up into extended mountain. Push back into chair. Now hold it right here. We're going to keep our knees going the same direction. So keeping our knees bowed on the same plane. When we start moving around a little bit, the knees want to shift with us. So we want to really try and keep those knees together. We're going to add a little twist here. If you're happy here, stay right here. Bringing the hands to the heart center, either in prayer hands or Hakini Mudra. Take a breath in. And exhale, turn the torso toward the left hip. Watch those legs. Again, if one starts jutting forward a little bit, double check it. Bring it back in line. Little rebel. They always want to go different directions. Take a breath in. Come back to the center. And at the risk of looking at the back of my head, we're going to go ahead and turn toward the other way. Watch those knees. Keeping the knees on the same plane. Come all the way back to center. Take a breath. Come all the way up. So the breath is really important. You'll hear teachers saying, take a breath here, take a breath there, but just making sure you're keeping a nice steady breath going all the time. Take a breath. Come all the way up. Exhale. Bring the hands to the heart center. This time we're not going to go into chair, but we're going to open into Sun God. So opening up into Sun God, we always do the apparel adjustments here. So moving into Sun God, making sure that our knees are stacked right over our ankle, our shoulders are rolled back. The temptation might be to come forward a little bit. See if you can keep that back as if you were coming along the back of that wall. Watch the feet. Even if you're really open here, let's not open the feet too much. We want a little bit of stability. So we want those toes going more toward the edges, the corners of our mat. All right, take a breath. Come all the way up. Reach it up. Hold on to the right wrist. Stretch it over. Get a nice stretch along the side of the body. Come back to center. Let's switch sides. Over to the other side. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale, drop it back down into Sun God. Now taking our right foot, our front foot, go ahead and turn that front foot forward. Bring that back foot in a little bit, moving into Warrior Two. So we're here in Warrior Two. We want to get ourselves really nice and strong. Sometimes we inadvertently let the shoulders start floating up toward the earlobes. We want to try and relax those shoulders down and back. Keep that belly in really nice and tight. Watching the front knee, making sure it's so, mine was back. So making sure it's stacked right over that ankle. Take a breath in. Turn the front palm up for Reverse Warrior. Reach it all the way back. Let that back hand go wherever it wants. Just don't push on that hinge. Don't push on the knee, I mean. Coming back into Warrior Two. Move into side angle. Back into Warrior Two. Adding that Reverse Warrior. So we're going to move like this a little bit. So keeping the legs really nice and strong. Flowing back and forth. Side to side. And as we're moving here, the legs are working. We're trying not to scrunch up our toes on our mat. And we want to really think about keeping those shoulders parallel to the wall behind us. All right, just a few more. We're doing 8 total. Hopefully I haven't lost count. That's all right. 2 more. Watching the breath. Last one. Let's see if we can breathe together. Nice breath in. And exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior 2. Great job, great job. Roll it all the way around to crescent lunge. Now this is where if you did have blocks or even a chair to use as a prop, you could for a standing split. Reaching down, hinge at the hips, reach for the floor. I'm gonna pull my foot back just a little bit and lift that leg for a standing split. And as soon as we start going into standing split, that hip, that outer hip wants to open up. We want to round that hip around, making sure that it's parallel with the floor. And we are just reaching so hard, we're pointing hard through the toes as if we're poking a hole in the sky, because I know my foot is almost touching the ceiling. Great job. Drop it on down. Come on back up into crescent lunge. Open it into warrior 2. I've got this nice carpet, which is just really cushiony and wonderful, but it makes it really challenging for balance. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Going back into sun god. Take a breath, come all the way up. Hold on to that wrist, stretch it over. Back to the center. Stretch it over to the other side. All the way back to center. Come back down into sun god, and we're going to switch sides. So, other foot is going toward the end of our mat, and we're bringing those toes to meet it. So instead of letting the toes go back toward the back of our mat, we want to have those toes forward or maybe even a little bit inward. All right, coming into a nice, strong warrior 2. Get your legs set. Making sure that you've got the core engaged here nice and tight. Take a breath. Turn that front palm up. Reverse warrior. Warrior 2. Side angle. Warrior 2. Reverse it. Moving just like that, checking in with your breath. We're on 2, so we've got 6 more. Halfway there, we've got 4 more to go. And it's really good to keep the breath really steady as you can. Our yoga practice is one of those few opportunities during the day that we really give attention to our breath. All right, last one here. Come on back to warrior 2, wind it around for crescent lunge. Get ready for that standing split on this side. Engaging the core, reach for the floor, hinge forward, lift that leg for standing split. And I'm only bringing that front foot back just so that I don't go out of the camera's sight. So you shouldn't have to pull your front foot back. But really making sure we're extending through that extended leg, pushing through the sole of that standing foot, and smiling. Drop it back down. Crescent lunge. Open back into warrior 2. And sun god. All right, take a big breath up. Reach it down for sun god. Holding right here. So making sure we're pressing our knees back so we get the absolute most out of this pose. We want to make sure that we're really keeping those legs engaged and our core engaged nice and tight. And our shoulders are down and back. Take a breath up one more time. Exhale down, sun god. Wind it on around toward this direction for crescent lunge. Hinge forward, hold on to the floor, push back for downward dog. Bring the right foot forward for crescent lunge again. Drop it back down. Downward dog. All right, this time as we come forward, same thing, right foot's coming forward, pick that knee up high into the chest, bring that foot as far forward as you can get. If it only goes part of the way and you need to help it, that's okay. All right, come on up. Drop it back down. One more downward dog. Bring that right knee in high. And I lied to you because we're going to do some more downward dogs because we're going to switch legs. All right, hinge forward, downward dog. Getting ready for that leg switch. Taking the left knee in, bring it up high. Move into crescent lunge on this side. Come on up. Drop it down. Push back into down dog. Keeping the breath really steady. Left knee in. Downward dog. Left knee up. Bring that left foot forward. Down dog. We've got one more. Down dog. All right, let's go ahead and push it back into child's pose. Drop the knees down, press back for child's pose. Take some deep cleansing breaths through the nose. Come on into all fours. All right, so we've got our fingers spread nice and wide, making sure our shoulders are stacked right over our wrists and our hips are stacked right over our knees. Take a breath in, drop the ribs down for cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Move like this 2 more times on your own. When you get to the bottom of that one, go ahead and meet me on your seat. So coming into an easy seated pose. Whew. All right. Well, hopefully that was a nice short little flow for you to get you moving, even if you're having to stay in your house or you're just really limiting your movement right now, or for any time just to get you moving. It doesn't have to be a real long practice. It can just be something that's just going to energize you, get you conscious again about your breath and about your movement. Thank you so much for joining us today. Namaste.